This is section 4.3, part 2. We're going to continue factoring trinomials. We've already done x squared plus bx plus c, x squared minus bx plus c, and now we're going to look at our third form, which is x squared plus bx minus c. So again, we're always finding the factors of this number of c that add up to b, but we're paying attention to the signs that come in front of each number. So here, since it's a minus c, we're going to find the factors of that negative c that add up to the positive b. Since this is a negative, all right, we're always multiplying the factors together. In order to multiply two numbers together to get a negative, one factor has to be positive, one factor has to be negative. That's the only way you can multiply two numbers together to get a negative outcome. So in this case, whenever you have a minus c, you always know you're going to have one positive, one negative factor. This sign here in front of b tells you the sign of your larger factor. Since b is positive, our larger factor is going to be positive. Alright, because when you add a negative and a positive together, your solution always takes the sign of the larger number, the larger factor. So, in this case. So, let's do that. Alright, still we're finding the factors of c, which is negative 63, that add up to 2. And remember, the larger factor is going to be positive here because we have a plus sign in front of b. So, we'll run through our factors one by one. So we'll start with 1. 1 goes into 63. Yes, and our larger factor is positive, so we'll make 1 negative. So negative 1 times 63 is negative 63. Negative 1 plus 63 is 62, which is nowhere close to 2. Alright, so we know that those factors don't work. Oops, sorry. Okay, so now let's try 2. 2 does not go into 63 evenly. What about 3? 3 does. 3 goes into 63 21 times. Make 21 positive. 3 is going to be negative. So when we multiply them together, negative 3 times 21 gives us negative 63. Negative 3 plus 21 is going to give us positive 18, which is not 2. What about 4? 4 does not go into 63, nor does 5, nor does 6. 7 does, though. 7 goes into 63 9 times. Remember, larger factor is positive, so negative 7 times 9 is negative 63. Negative 7 plus 9 is 2. And that matches our b, so we know these are the factors we want. We want to use negative 7 and positive 9. Since 7 is negative, it's going to be a minus 7, and since 9 is positive, we will have a plus 9. And there's your answer. So we've got x to check again. Remember, you can use FOIL. So x times x is x squared. X times 9 gives me 9x. Negative 7 times x gives me negative 7x. Negative 7 times positive 9 is negative 63. That matches here. And when we combine our like terms, we're basically adding the two factors together. 9 plus negative 7, or 9 minus 7, gives us positive 2x. So we've got x squared plus 2x minus 63. These two trinomials match, so we're confident we have the correct factorization. Let's try a second one in this form. So we're going to come on down. We've got x squared plus x minus 12. So we will find the factors of negative 12 that add up to positive 1. Remember, larger factor is positive here because we have a plus sign. So we'll start with 1. 1 goes into 12 12 times. Larger factor is positive. Negative 1 times 12 is negative 12. Negative 1 plus 12 is 11. Not 1. So negative 1 and 12 aren't the correct factors for us. 2. What about 2? 2 goes into 12 6 times. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Negative 2 plus 6 gives us 4, which is still not 1, but we are getting closer to the number that we want. What about 3? 3 goes into 12. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so negative 3 times 4 gives us negative 12. Negative 3 plus 4 gives us 1. the b that we're looking for. That's the number, so we're going to use -3 and +4. So we have x minus 3, x plus 4, and there's our solution. To check, let's FOIL. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 gives us 4x. -3 times x gives us -3x. And -3 times 4 gives us -12. Combine our like terms. We see x squared, 4x minus 3x is a positive x, minus 12. Does this trinomial match this one? It does. So we're comfortable with our answer and we can move on. Okay, let's look at our last form of factoring trinomials. And we have x squared minus bx minus c. So we still have a minus c, so we want to find the factors of that negative c. But now, since we have a minus here, we're going to make sure those factors add up to the negative number, negative b. And again, since we have a minus c, one factor is positive, one is negative, because when we multiply a positive by a negative, we're going to get a negative. But since we now have a minus sign here, we know our larger factor is going to be negative. Alright, because when we add a positive number and a negative number together, if the larger factor is negative, then the solution will take the negative sign. And you'll see that in a second. So, let's come down here. We got x squared minus 2x minus 15. So I'm going to find the factors of the negative c. So -15. Whoops. That did not write very well. Let's try that again. -15. That add up to -2. So we'll start with the factor of 1. 1 goes into 15 times. Remember, the larger factor is negative now, so let's make 15 negative. So 1 times -15 is -15. 1 plus -15 gives us -14, which is not -2, so that those two factors don't work. Then we can go to 2. 2 does not go into 15 evenly, but 3 does. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Larger factor is negative here. So 3 times -5 is -15. 3 plus -5 gives us -2. And hey, that's the number we're looking for. So we know we found our factors of 3 and -5. Since 3 is positive, we have an x plus 3. Since 5 is negative, we have an x minus 5. There's our solution. We'll do a quick FOIL to check. So x times x gives us x squared. X times -5 is -5x. 3 times x is positive 3x. And 3 times -5 is -15. Again, we will combine our like terms and get x squared minus 2x minus, not plus, but minus 15. And we can see that this number here matches the number up here. Looks like my pen is going a little wacko, so be careful. Alright, let's go down to our last one of this part. We've got x squared minus 3x minus 18. So we're going to find the factors of -18 that add up to -3. Remember, one factor is positive, one is negative, larger factor is negative. So 1 goes into 18 times, larger factor is negative. 1 times -18 is -18. 1 plus -18 is -17. Not -3, so we know those factors don't work. We'll move on. 2 does go into 18 evenly. 2 goes into 18 9 times. Larger factor is negative. 2 plus -9 gives us -7, which is not -3. That didn't work. What about 3? 3 goes into 18 6 times. Larger factor is negative. 3 plus -6 gives us -3, which is our b. So we know that these are the factors we're looking for. Since we have a positive 3 here, we can see x plus 3 is one quantity, and we have a minus 6. So we have x minus 6 as our second quantity. And we can do a FOIL to check to make sure that this is in fact our solution. So x times x gives us x squared. X times negative 6 gives us negative 6x. 3 times x gives us positive 3x. And 3 times negative 6 gives us negative 18. Combine our like terms, and we get x squared and negative 6x plus 3x gives us negative 3x minus 18. And we can see that our two trinomials match. So we're confident in our answer, and that's the end of part 2.